That night, I was drunk, alone, vulnerable. But he didn't walk away. He stayed, my husband's stepson. And when I woke up, I wasn't the same woman anymore. What happened next? No one would believe. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. I never thought one glass too many would change everything between me and Tyler. My name is Jessica Hart. I'm 39, married to a good man named Martin, but somewhere along the line, the connection between us faded. He travels often for business, always busy, always away. I stayed home in the silence of our beautiful cold house, the walls echoing with what used to be love. Tyler is my husband's son from a previous marriage. He's 24, tall, confident in a quiet way, and always respectful. At first, I never thought of him beyond being my stepson, but over time, I started noticing the small things. The way he looked at me when he thought I wasn't watching, the way his voice dropped into a husky tone when he asked how my day was. He moved back in with us temporarily after finishing grad school, saying he needed a break before deciding his next step. I didn't think much of it. Until that night. It was a Friday. Martin had flown out that morning to Seattle for a week-long summit. I felt lonelier than usual. I poured a glass of wine around 7, sitting in my silk robe watching the rain streak down the kitchen window. Tyler had been in the living room, working on his laptop. He must have noticed the second glass I poured. Or maybe the third. I lost track. "You okay, Jess?" he asked gently from the doorway. His voice startled me. I looked over and nodded with a weak smile. "Just a long week." He stepped closer, his dark gray t-shirt stretching just slightly across his chest. "You sure you don't want to lie down?" I giggled, feeling the buzz kick in. "Is that your way of saying I look like a mess?" He chuckled, his eyes flickering to my robe. "Not even close." Something about the way he said it made my breath catch. There was a pause, thick with something unspoken, before I turned back to the window. "I should go to bed," I mumbled, standing and wobbling slightly. He was at my side in an instant, one hand steadying me by the waist. "Whoa. Okay, let's get you upstairs." I don't remember every step. I remember the feel of his arm around me, strong and steady, the way his body was warm against mine. I remember the way his fingers pressed lightly against my lower back as he guided me up the stairs. My heart was pounding, not from the wine, but from something deeper. Something dangerous. He opened the bedroom door for me and helped me to the bed. I sat on the edge, dizzy. My robe slipped a little as I leaned back, revealing more of my thigh. I didn't pull it back. Tyler paused. I looked up at him through slightly blurred vision. "You okay?" he asked again, quieter this time. "I'm fine," I whispered. "Don't go yet." His jaw clenched. "Jess. You've always been so sweet to me," I said, my voice trembling with something more than just drink. "Even when I was a wreck." He didn't respond. His eyes searched mine, trying to decide if I meant what I said, if the look in my eyes was real or just wine talking. I sat up and touched his arm. "Please, sit. Just talk to me." He hesitated, then slowly sat beside me. We didn't speak for a moment. The room was filled with soft rain tapping against the window and the unsteady rhythm of my breathing. "Why do you look at me like that?" I asked finally, my voice barely a whisper. "Like what?" "Like you know me better than anyone else." He turned to face me. "Maybe because I do." My heart thundered. I reached out and traced my fingers along his forearm. "Tyler, I don't know what's happening to me, but I don't want to be alone tonight." He exhaled deeply. "Jess, you've had too much. I can't." "I'm not asking for anything," I interrupted, my voice cracking. "Just stay. Please." His eyes softened. He moved closer, wrapping one arm around me gently. I leaned into him, my cheek against his chest, and felt more safe than I had in years. I must have dozed off like that, in his arms. When I woke in the middle of the night, the rain had stopped. The clock read 3:12 a.m. The room was quiet. I turned over and saw him still sitting beside me in the armchair, watching. "You didn't leave," I whispered. "I said I wouldn't." "Come here," I said softly, lifting the blanket. He didn't move immediately. Jess. I'm sober now, I said. And I still want you close. He stood and walked over, slowly, cautiously. He climbed into the bed next to me. Neither of us said a word. His arm wrapped around my waist, and I curled into him, breathing in the scent of his skin, cedar, heat, and something unmistakably masculine. He didn't try to kiss me. He didn't touch me in any way that crossed the line. But the heat between us was unbearable. I've thought about this, I admitted in a whisper. More than I should. Me too, he said, his lips barely brushing my forehead. The days that followed were a blur of emotions. The tension was thick every time we passed each other in the hallway. He kept his distance, but I could feel the storm behind his eyes. I wanted him to lose control. I wanted us both to. It wasn't until the third night that it happened. I was in the kitchen, barefoot in a loose tank and shorts, when he came in from his run, sweat-dampened shirt clinging to him. Our eyes locked. The air crackled. Are we going to pretend nothing happened? I asked, cornering him with my voice. He looked at me, the way he always did, like he could see straight into my soul. I can't stop thinking about you, he said, stepping closer. Even when I know I shouldn't. But do you want me? I breathed. God, yes. That was all it took. His lips found mine in a kiss that shattered every boundary. He pressed me back against the counter, his hands buried in my hair, my fingers digging into his back. It wasn't rushed, it was aching, desperate, slow. We explored each other like we'd waited our whole lives. He carried me to the bedroom that night, this time without hesitation, laying me down with a tenderness that made me feel worshipped. Every touch was deliberate. Every kiss was electric. I whispered his name like a secret I'd never told. By morning, we lay tangled in sheets, the sunlight creeping in through the curtains. His fingers traced idle patterns on my skin. We can't undo this, I said. Do you want to? No, I whispered. What about Martin? I stared at the ceiling. I don't know. But for the first time in years, I feel alive. We didn't tell anyone. Not yet. We lived in the in-between, our stolen moments making me question everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and happiness. I didn't plan to fall for my stepson. But I did. And the truth is, I think I always had.